Good morning, Judy here from Thistledew Creations. Welcome back and thanks for joining me. Today I have some happy mail that I'm wanting to get ready, and I need a decorated envelope for it. I want to make a as pretty as I can envelope for this special package for a friend. And I pulled out this big piece to start with. I've got a used envelope from work. Been seen better days, and there's been some labels torn off, so it's thin in some spots, so I really need to kind of beef it up. I'm going to start with this blue page, like I said, and that'll give me a really good background. And I don't have a firm plan in my head, I just want to make it pretty, so I'm just going to start. This is kind of my warm-up for the day. I'm hoping to do several craft projects today, and I'm just getting started. So my first project of the day, I try to do something easy and fun just to get my creative juices flowing a little bit. Now when I'm decorating an envelope to put in the mail, I use a fair bit of glue, especially right on the edges. I don't want the papers that I'm gluing on coming up, lifting and getting stuck in the machines and getting the envelope mangled. And I don't usually use such big pieces. I'm going to wrap this around the end. But I just saw that blue this morning and I went, oh, that's pretty. Let's use that and get it out of my stash. So that gives me a good base. And then I do have this, it's more like a cardstock, but this little bit of lavender I thought would look nice on the same page. It's got some marble in the background. I think it'll just be a good addition. And this is an old brochure from Countertop Company. I get a lot of cool stuff like that from work. And I don't always include it in swaps, but if you ever see anything that I'm using that you think you gotta have some, just let me know. I will share something like this in a swap if someone wants it. I don't think that piece will get used now, although that's got some neat like flooring pattern. Cut that off there. It's out of a tile company, floor tile company. I'll put that over here. And my glue book today is also an old price book from a plumbing company. So if you work in retail or in an industry where there's magazines with pictures and textures and stuff like that, don't forget that might be a good source of material for you. Okay, so that's all that I had pulled out. So now I want to find more stuff that goes with it. I've got my stack of trays here. This is clear plastic meat trays. In my local grocery store, where it used to be that they would package the meat in styrofoam, they're now using these plastic trays, and I've found them to be quite fun to use. So there's a good contrast to the blue. I'm going to want to put some other things under it, but I'll keep that in mind for there. I'm going to put some more stuff in behind it here. I do have these pale blue kind of vintage looking ads. This is just parts of them. And this is actually wallpaper, but I'm going to glue it anyway. I'm sure if I wet it, it would stick, but I don't want to get into that. And it's a pale blue and gray writing on it, so I think it'll go well with what I got going on this page. And it's just background, just to cover up the labels that were on the envelope. And I need a piece down here of something. I need to go through these baskets and really clean them out. I like that picture, but I'm going to save that for the other side of the envelope. Okay, nothing left in there that I want to use. Here's a piece. Well, I want to put something a little bit mid-tone or dark blue over here. Here's a good one. Dig through these baskets, I'm sure, to find something. And just tear that top edge, maybe the other way. It's kind of purple and burgundy. That works for me. Trying not to get too sticky, but it's inevitable. And I have this kind of here. I don't really want to cover up my mountain scene, so I think I am gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it along there somewhere. I'm gonna turn my page more often in this book. I need to get some of these books used up. Piles and piles and boxes full of books to use for glue books. Some white glue on that. I can't use my tweezers if they're not out. And that will help my fingers a little bit if I can remember to use them. So I had this somewhere here. I glued the wrong piece. I glued the wrong piece. Go to this. Just rip this edge. I don't like those straight edges so much. And then, because I've got kind of a blunt ending here and here, I feel like I want to put some more flowers there. So instead of digging into my drawers up in front of me, I'm going to dig into my little file system here. And I've shown you this before. I did a video flip through of it. It's these Ziploc sandwich bags that are parchment paper. And I've got them separated into categories and sorted a bunch of fussy cuts and stuff into them. So let me see. I have one with all birds. And I have a bunch of flower ones. Let's see what I've got in the flowers. This is a pretty full envelope, so let's see if we can't thin it out a little bit. There's some pink flowers. That would soften that a bit. And there's some more. That looks better. I'm going to keep these out for a minute. Most of the stuff in this file is magazine clippings, whereas in my drawers that I keep right in front of me, it's more die cuts and stickers and things like that. I'm doing this for a friend who, when I offered to include her in the Happy Mail, she declined because she didn't think she'd be able to send anything back. And so I made her something anyway, and I'm sending it to her. No strings attached, just because I love her and I want her to have the experience of Happy Mail. And what I made for her is something that I know she'll enjoy getting, and hopefully will remind her of our fun times in high school. Yeah, I think that's good for that side right at the moment. And let's get this side a little bit more covered. Let's put these peonies. I'm going to just grab my tear ruler and give this a bit of a rough edge. I don't mind that it's a rectangle. I don't want to fussy cut it or anything. I just didn't want it with straight lines. When I'm doing envelope collages, I don't get quite as fussy as I do when I'm doing like an art piece. I mean, it is still artistic, but I'm kind of just using up scraps, putting things down. If I don't like it, I go over top of it or I pull it back up, like if I really don't like it. Mostly I'm just having fun with it. And I think maybe I want to leave room for a label. Why did I just see labels? I have these really pretty labels for the addresses, and I'd like to put those on. So I'm going to make sure that I've got a good spot for it. Maybe here would be a good spot to put the address. This one has that dark blue in it, so I haven't used any book page or music, so let's use some music. Do this down here. Just fix that a little. Oh, a quiet day, home alone. I try to get them as often as I can these days, just to do this. And I try to always, each day, do something to further the decluttering of my house and keeping my laundry done and all of that stuff. But really, this is all I really want to do, is craft. I'm just at that point in my life, I guess. I see a lot of other people saying the same sorts of things. It makes me wonder what that's all about. There's some more blue. That's where my stamps are going to be, so I'll just move this over and put some book page where the stamps will go. And I don't really need to mail it. I could drop it in her mailbox, but I just think it's more fun when stuff gets mailed. And she'll get the stamps. Hopefully I can put stamps on it, not a label that the post office prints. I did these little die cuts. I love them. These are on cardstock, so that's why I'm just going straight in with the tacky glue. That can go across there. And this blue one somewhere around here. And then there's some other blue stuff here that might work. That one would do better, wouldn't it? And I just need a little bit more book page. End of the glue stick coming up. Put this sideways. Not sure about that one. I like it, but I'm just not sure if it's what I want to put there. I think I will. What the heck? And that's a light cardstock, so it definitely needs the tacky glue. Can't believe I left the straight edges. That's probably what was bugging me about it, was the straight edges. I want to do my address first before I glue that down, I think. And then maybe some book page up here just to fill in. I've got some pre-cut, pre-torn. These ones aren't inked, but I haven't inked anything else on here, so that's okay. I'm going to put this under something heavy overnight before I package it up as well. I'm going to use my lip scrubber, which is silicone, to just spread this glue because of this having such small little cutouts in it. I got that at the Dollarama, I believe it was. And you should still be able to find them there. So now just the question I have for myself is whether I'm going to do anything with these. I think I will glue them down, and then maybe some washi tape just to make the envelope a little more compact. Go the other way on this side. I always forget about washi tape. And I always want to use it, but I always forget to. So today, I'm going to try to get some out and use it. Using up all these clamps will also prompt me to organize my little clamp box here. I'll put some more of this over here. I don't think it needs it. Let's see what we've got for washi tape. Since I have that orange, I think I'm going to use this one that's got pale blue background and orange flowers. I'm definitely going to want to glue it. It's actually not very wide for going around the edge. this one on this side. I'm going to put down some 3-in-1. To help it stay stuck. Oh, that is not letting me move it at all. And just wrap that around. And then I'll need something wider to go from here. And then I want to wrap around and overlap onto that blue. So what have I got that's wider? I've got like a newspaper looking one. That might be okay. As much as I have, I still wish I had different ones. Ooh, that's tearing as I rip it off there. Look at that. That's not nice. Where can I put this? Oh, well, that's going to be covered. I'll put it here. Oh, there's a pretty one. Birds. See if it's any better. I found this at Dollarama a couple years ago now. And I've absolutely loved it. I wish I had bought more. There was birds and dragonflies. I think there was a third one too. So again, I'm going to give it quite a bit of 3-in-1. To help it stay stuck. And I'm going to go about there. That can be torn off and stuck here. Now let's put it way up here. I didn't glue it up there, but that's okay. And then this will come around and lap onto that. I'm probably going to end up covering it, but that's okay. I have to put it right on the edge of the tape too, so that I know that it gets stuck right to the edge. And then tear that off. Use this piece on this other side. That's very crooked, isn't it? That's not much better. Okay, so that's one edge fixed up. I'm going to just trim that off. And then this other edge should be getting to where it's glued. I've got some excess there that I'll just wipe off. And let's see, I want something wider that's going to cooperate. Where are my blank cards? In the middle. There's a purple one. That might be wide enough. Getting it all tangled up. There we go. Try to get this just half on, like that. And then I'm going to cover up that strip, but that's going to have to be okay. Put some right along the edge of the tape. There. And then trim. Tear this. Oh, no, I won't. Okay, so now I just need a flap to close it. And for that, I've got a piece of pink cardstock that I can just see. That's not quite wide enough. There's some, I've got some papers that I just cut the other day. And there's some plainish purple in there that will work. So I think what I'll do is, this is where the label's going to be. So I think I'll do a flap that folds onto the back side and has like a half circle with a doily in it. Something like that. Be on this side too a little bit. I'm thinking more half a doily. See if I can tear it. Glue this down to the paper. Sometimes even if it's not sticky, if there's bumps, I'll change the page. Okay, this is hard to use, even the glue stick. It'll just tear this all to heck. So instead of gluing it on the doily, I'm going to glue on the paper. I have to go this way. Better get my width correct. It's going to be about here. I don't mind tearing. Double that up, and glue that down. Oh, see if I can finish this off. Glue with the glue stick. So that will go like that, just going on about 3/4 of an inch. And then I'll fold it over the top. And I'll have this so I can fold it up to about here. And glue that down. Just kind of thickening it up a little bit. And then here is where I want to glue my doily. So I'm just going to kind of draw myself a rough outline. Just sort of so I know where to put this glue. Lots of glue stick. And then some white glue as well for good measure. And then if you're concerned about the very edges, you could just go around. That's where it's most likely to lift. And just put some white glue right on the doily. Pull that down so that that's not hanging off the edge. And this is crumpling a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it. Let it be crumpled. What I am going to do is trim around this. And I think I'm just going to use these regular scissors. I'm losing that doubled over edge, but that's okay. This is going to be glued down. So, like this. And then when it gets closed up and glued down, it'll be like that. It'll cover up some of the stuff I put on, but that's okay. It's all okay. And this I'm going to do a fair bit of white glue on this flap. And I'm going to press that underneath something heavy to keep everything flat. And then I will package it all up tomorrow. I can't really clamp that. Well, I could, I guess, but it's not going to be easy to clamp it. And I'll put that there. And my return address, I usually do it smaller on the back somewhere, maybe up here. yeah, so that's a decorated envelope ready to go for Happy Mail. And I think the person that gets it's going to be quite thrilled. So thanks for watching today. I think I'm warmed up now, and I'll figure out what my my next project is for the day. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, but most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.